lucky, man. Every time I go looking for them, they never have them.
What's that? What? This one? That's yours? I don't know what that is, though. People discuss that. Give me that. You say, show Mike.
Never again, got a one.
I guess it's live. I guess it's some new format. The live. High Secret is public. Last time it wasn't public. Well, they said something about it not being public. So how do I check to see if it's public? On Facebook. Is it public? Let's keep this. Take that. Take that. Just put on the edge of it. Hey, you're still not in that group? It's about you in that group. Can you take the my live and share it into that group? Let me know when that's done. We're gonna get here started in a second. Open up the door just to see it bright. Reminiscing on my ancestors. All those ships who had to leave for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning up foods for our children up in daycare. Fresh out of sleep, but we still figured that daycare. Cause in the community, children complaining. Brothers still brainwashed, we paying for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, brother, Israelite, brothers won't pray. Background to make them mistreated and no white. Can you monitor the Facebook? I can't see nothing. I can't see. Good night. Mine is inside that group thing. So that's why I want to monitor those comments. We can do that.
I'm about to get it started in 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. Anybody got any questions, comments, go ahead and type it in. If somebody
Roman Christians and Edomites. For my Israelites, blood of Israelites, right for my Israelites. Israelites. One national, that's all my Israelites. All my Israelites, die for my Israelites, blood of Israelites.
Also, help double to that or live that's inside that group. Monitor just questions and things like that. If you see anything, just let me know.
Trenches, making sure I'm election, preparing for Armageddon, mastering this perfection of prophesying these lessons, protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions, teaching the learning reflection, no matter what the complexion, we got action.
Let's go ahead, clap it up, let's go. We're gonna get started. First and foremost, let me get Zephaniah 2:1. It's of course the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? We've been out in these streets teaching this truth since 1969, and we've been doing what your pastors could never do. You understand? Your pastors have been holding the reins of the nation of Israel, have been sitting in the seat as leaders, you understand, and mentors for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians since slavery, man. And they have had a job that they were supposed to do for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American and Indians. And your Christian pastor and your Christian religion has completely failed at the job that they had.
That's right.
They have completely failed at the task that was given to them.
Right.
You understand? And we're gonna prove that in the Bible, man. And under Commander General Yohana, we will gladly take those reins over and those seats. And we, under Commander General Yohana, through Most High Christ, you understand, will lead Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
You understand, out of this hell called America, man, out of this oppression. You understand? Read that for me out.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
This is a very important scripture, and I start every class with this one because this scripture right here is the essence of this school. You understand? This scripture right here is the very most important thing that Christ ever taught us, man, which was to love one another. And that's the most, you understand, neglected thing that is taught in the Christian church. Keep reading.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desired.
The scripture said, gather yourselves together, O nation, not desired. You understand? Why? Because these other nations are not here to help us.
That's right.
These other nations are not here to die for us. You understand? And Christ didn't come to die for them. You understand? So when we're supposed to gather together, we're supposed to gather with each other. We're looking at these pandemics and monstrosities and terrible times in the earth and these plagues, and we're looking at these times and we thinking, oh man, this is the end of the world. We think, oh man, this is the return of Christ. This is more of a time now for us to get together. We should be conjoining with one another. You understand? Like it was no tomorrow.
Right.
Gathering together so that we can have comfort with one another. But we have been led astray by these Christian pastors, so we don't know how to do that. We don't know what it means to be a nation. We don't know what it means to be a brother to a brother. How to suffer a brother. You understand? How to not be envious and jealous. You understand? And hateful towards a brother. We've learned everything that the white man has taught us, right? And the white man has taught us nothing according to the Bible. The white man has only taught us how to rape, murder, rob, and steal, and be a devil, man. That's the only thing the white man has taught us, man. And none of them Christian pastors has only been proliferated even more in that stinking religion called Christianity, man.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come up.
Before that decree, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. You understand? You're supposed to have your brothers to dwell with. You understand? Because when you're alone, you won't know what to do during the coronavirus.
Right.
When you're alone, you won't know what to do during these plagues. You won't know how to survive hard times. You won't know how to survive being laid off. You'll follow after the white man. right off that goddamn bridge. You understand? You know what white people do up there in them what's them districts? The Wall Street. You know what they do. When they go broke, what they do? They jump off a goddamn bridge. You understand? And that's how we feel that we have to do in the black community. Instead of jumping off a bridge, we turn to crack. We turn to cocaine. We turn to weed and heroin. We turn to drugs and a life that's less than what we've been born to do. A life that's less than we've been born to live. You understand? We kill our damn self because we've been listening to the so-called white man. When the scripture is telling us to come together, that's right. We're supposed to have been trained since we're born how to survive, how to deal with the moment when you get laid off of your slave, how to deal with the moment when you don't have enough money for your rent, how to deal with the pandemic of coronavirus, man. Deal with it. And that's what Commander General Yohana has been doing since 1969. He's been picking up the pieces that your Christian pastor has left astray and scattered amongst the world, man. Right. You understand? And now it's high time, man. Now it's high time to awake and get out of them Christian churches like the scriptures say, man. It's high time to come back together. So when these things go down, you understand, for when these plays come on, we together. We're not worrying about what we're going to do individually. We're not worrying about how's our family going to survive. We're worrying about our nation, man. And we know what about our nation, that we God's chosen people. That's right. As long as we together, then we in the right place. Right. You understand? Worried about some goddamn World War III and nuclear bombs dropping. I tell you where they won't drop. Who can guess? Who can guess what bombs will not drop? Saddam. In the hood. In the goddamn ghetto. That's where you need to be. You need to be with them. You understand? Them niggas in the ghetto, that's where them bombs ain't gonna drop. They gonna drop in Washington, D.C., right, in New York, right, the Diamond District. Right. That's where them bombs is gonna drop. Well, all of them goddamn devils is dwelling up in there, man, living their life in their heaven, man, and their kingdom, raping and robbing and pillaging every goddamn nation, not just us, but the Chinese, the Russian, the African, the Middle Eastern. The white man is a devil, is the devil to every goddamn body. And right, these nations gonna make him pay for it. That's right. You understand? If they was any smart, they would see how weak he is right now. And they would do it now. They would push the button right goddamn now, and I pray for them to do it. You understand? So the white man can reap his judgment that the Most High is getting ready to put on him, man. So that the Most High can free us out of this oppression that this white man has had us under for 400 years. Keep reading.
Before the day of the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
Seek ye the Lord. You understand? And get out of the Christian church. That's as simple as I could put it. The Christian church is not of the Lord. The Christian church is full of disgusting and wicked, religious, nasty, homosexual, pedophile, child molesting leaders, man. That's all your Christian church is filled with. And if you're going to tell me otherwise, then show me. Show me the Christian church that doesn't teach you that it's okay to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. Right. Show me the Christian church that teaches you that you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, all 600 and whatever number it is of them. Show it to me. Show me the Christian church that teaches you the most beautiful truth that I've ever learned in my life, that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's right. You understand? Show me your pastor that teaches you that. You understand? I guarantee you can't. I guarantee you there's not one church in this earth that you can find that'll tell you that according to the Bible, that devil that is in there is Esau, man, that goddamn Edomite, and that is the so-called white man that the Bible speaks of, man. And he's the devil, man. You won't find it. You understand? You're going to sit up here and tell me that the Christian church is where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Indians needed to be. We've been in there for how many years? How long have we served under Caesar Borgia? How long have we worshiped the saints and the angels in the goddamn clouds and the Catholic churches and the Baptists and the Pope? How long have we worshiped under this goddamn devil, and our condition has only got worse? I think it's time for a change. I think it's time that we start to put the blame where the blame needs to be. And the blame needs to go for the people that's been leading us into these conditions, man. And that is your T.D. Jakes. That is your Creflo Dollar, your Eddie Long, your Al Sharpton, your Jesse Jackson, and your goddamn Orgy Mike. You understand? That's where the blame needs to be, because those are the people that's been shepherding the law for the house of Israel, and they've only led them astray. They've only led them to more whore and more prostitution and more murder and more gang violence and more graveyards filled with black bodies. That's all that we've been led into. You understand? Prison system is fluent. It's fluctuating with blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Why? Because they are all Christian, man. Because they are all Christian. And they all go to church, and they all go in there and learn to hate one another and to believe in self-prosperity, man. They all go in there and learn how to be selfish, man. They don't know what it is to come together, you understand, before the Lord decrees that fierce anger, before the Lord gives that judgment on America, man. They don't know what it is to comfort in one another, man. Read it again from the top.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
Keep going.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Because that day is coming. You understand? You think times is hard now. You looking at this coronavirus, you think it's a pandemic. Black people in a frenzy. You understand? All of us been living off of government funding, been living off government assistance, been living our life, you understand, being prepared or being babied by the police, thinking that the police were supposed to protect our neighborhoods, that the police were supposed to save us. What happens when the police system is shut down? Then what? Then what happens? Damn self.
Right.
And how you gonna do that? You a single sister up here listening to some goddamn stinking rat bastard Christian pastor, letting him decide your life for you, letting him tell you to put your man out the house because he don't got a goddamn job. And he had a vision from the Lord that you supposed to have a husband that can hand you $5,000 in a Balenciaga bag. And you gonna listen to some wicked bastard like that and kick that man out the house? Well, who the hell's gonna protect you? You understand? Who the hell gonna protect you? Last time I checked, black people were poor in America. Last time I checked, black people were impoverished in America, with slaves in America. Who the hell got that money for a goddamn Balenciaga bag with $5,000 in it? How simple can you be? And you sit up here chasing after it. You go run into every goddamn wrong decision that you could ever make. You'll get Dre, an old boy from down the block. If you could get high enough, you might get you one of them homosexual athletes, or a goddamn Tyler Perry, or an actor, you understand, of the so-called white man. Right. And you'll end up being a slut and a whore like Serena Williams. Right. You'll be afraid and misguided like Serena Williams, man. You'll be disgusted, man, because you're going to conjoin yourself with a nation that only has devilish ways, man. You'll be scared of your own goddamn daughter for sneezing, giving her looks. Your 2-year-old daughter for sneezing, man, as if that's not your child, as if you should not be ready to catch the coronavirus with her if she got it, man. But because you living up under the white man who does not know anything else but to be a diabolical beast after his ways. How disgusting is that? You understand? How ashamed I would be of a father to raise a daughter to go sleep with a goddamn devil. You understand? How disgusting is that? Read it again. And then, Brother Larry, give me Isaiah 52 and 53. Shalom, most high Christ.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation, not desire. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Verse 3, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
Seek ye the Lord. Who is the meek of the earth? What does it mean to be meek? And Sadak Salaki, I meant 52 and 1. What is the meek of the earth?
People with no power.
Black people, you got power. You got the most high power. You got power. What is the meek? The meek of the earth is not the brothers without power. You could be very powerful in this earth, but you could be meek. You can have a meekness about you. Who are the meek? What does it mean to be meek?
Humble.
Humble means the humility. You understand? To not feel as if you got power, even though you got it. You understand? How do you become meek? How do you know if you're meek? Remember, all of us in here, before we came into truth, we were something disgusting. All of us. Every last single one of us, we were something ill and very vile and diabolical. No matter what we thought it was, no matter how much our grandmothers and our mothers loved who we were something disgusting. You understand? Whether you was a gangbanger, you was a blood or a crip, whether you was a Muslim selling coke, whether you was just a dope boy on the block, whether you was a homosexual, whatever the hell you were, whether you was a stinking Christian or a Muslim, whatever you were diabolical before you came in here. And what is it that made you come in here? I might have just gave it away by saying that. But what is meek about you? You brothers are meek. These sisters are the meek in the earth. What makes you meek? What do you have to do?
Follow the Lord's statutes and commandments.
You do, but before you can do that, you got to do what? It's about
thirst for the knowledge.
You got to have a thirst for knowledge. Remember, all of us, the Lord said what? All people have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. A lot of us have a thirst for learning who God is. We want to know who he is, what he's about, what his name is, what does he do? Is he a mean God? Is he a cool God? Is he that nigga? You understand? Is he a nigga just like me? Is he white?
Right.
Is he Chinese? Is he Buddha? A lot of us really want to know, but we don't know knowledge. You understand? But what about you makes you meek? I have to pull it. Go ahead, try.
Seek ye the book of the Lord and read.
Get me 2nd Esdras chapter 14 and verse 34. This is what every last single one of you have and must do. You understand? To be considered. Y'all, you got it? Okay, no sweat.
I got it.
Let's go.
The second book of Ezra, chapter 14, verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding.
That you will do what?
Subdue your own understanding.
No, know everything.
Subdue your own understanding.
Now I know my Christian is right.
Right. Subdue your own understanding.
If you would subdue your own understanding. You came into these classes under the Commander General Yohana and Isupk. You forgot everything that you've ever known and you listened. You, for once in your life, shut your goddamn mouth and listened. You understand? You subdued your own understanding of what you thought life was supposed to be. You realize that everything you've ever been taught in your whole wicked life was a goddamn lie. Every religion you've ever listened to or ever believed in was a wicked lie. You realize the pastors were really homosexuals. You realize that Islam was really a joke. You realize everything that you've ever thought, man. And you realize that when you came into these schools and you seen these brothers and these sisters, you realized then that you was in the right place. Keep reading.
And reform your hearts.
And reform your hearts. That's what I was looking for, Salakia. I'm gonna make sure I keep that scroll down. Keep going. Salakia, go ahead, Yanazar. Right. To change the way that you think. You understand? The way that we thought in the world was very disgusting. The way we thought in the world was very vile and very ill. You understand? The way we thought of Christ was so gay.
Right.
You understand? It was so gay the way you thought of Jesus Christ. You understand? You thought of him and you thought of that Caesar Borgia picture, loving and kissing and hugging on every goddamn thing.
Right.
A sure way to get coronavirus, for sure. Right. You understand? And that's the way you thought of Christ. When Christ was not that. Christ was the most militant, the greatest black revolutionary man to ever walk the face of the earth, man.
That's right.
A stone cold killer, man. But the way we thought of him was so gay. It was so gay. All sisters thinking that he was their husbands. Christ never had a wife. What the hell you think he want you for? You can't even take care of your own goddamn man. You think that the greatest man to walk on the face of the earth is going to want you and know your heart? We had to stop thinking that Christ was for us personally. We had to stop thinking that God knows my heart and he knows my ways and my Jesus and my sweet Jesus and all of that Christian nonsense, man. We had to get away from that, man, and reform the way that we thought. Right. Keep reading.
Ye, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive.
And ye shall be kept alive, man. Ye shall be kept alive. You come into this school, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man, and you change the way that you think, you'll go out here. And when your friends say, you know, hey, boy, you know, we trying to smoke this dope, you know, roll up, you'll reform your mind. You'll think a little differently. You understand? You'll think about the consequences that come from it. When you see that hooker, when you see that whore on the street, you'll think 3 times, we'll sleep with this woman. I got to deal with her. Her name has to be tied to some scallywag from Durham. You understand? I have to deal with her for the rest of my life. You'll think differently. Everything about you and everything you'll do differently. You understand? And the scripture says what? And ye shall be kept alive. You won't die out here. That's right. You understand? You won't die from the coronavirus. Right. You won't die from police brutality. Right. You won't die from the issues that go on in the world. Child support. You understand? What was that brother's name? Died in Raleigh not too long ago. Shot dead by a cop because of child support. You understand? You won't live that life. Those are not UPK issues. Ain't no brother, ain't no sister in here never put they man on child support. Right? That's right. You understand? But it takes you to come in here and reform your heart. You have to stop thinking that child support is the way you're going to get money from your husband. Right. You got to stop thinking that way. You got to think that that's disgusting, man. Why? Because the Lord hates it. Right. You understand? You won't reform your heart. And this is what's so beautiful about it. When we in the world, we have our hearts reformed to what we believe is right. We listening to our mothers. We listening to our fathers and our grandparents and our pastors and our influences, right. Our influence that come from the games and the rap culture and the music videos and the goddamn air. We listening to influences that influence us and tell us what to think. So whatever which way walk of life we come from, we believe that this is the one for me. You believe that, you know, I'm gonna eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. I'm gonna be a Crip, but I ain't gonna be a homosexual though. That's the one I'm gonna stick with because my mom told me not to do that. Right. Then you got the next brother who says, you know, I ain't gonna be no Crip, but I'm gonna be a homosexual because my father told me it was okay. Dwayne Wade, letting me believe that it's okay to change my goddamn gender. Right. It's so beautiful to come into the truth because you don't have to delegate your own law. You don't have to delegate your own mind and what you think is correct and what's not. Right. All you got to do is follow orders. Right. All you got to do is go into these scriptures and do what the Most High told you to do. That's right. It's right there in front of you. You ask me, is homosexuality a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing. Why? Because the Lord said it was. That's right. Is being a drug dealer a good thing or a bad thing? It's a terrible thing. Why? Because the Lord said it was. Right. Not because of what I believe. Right. Who gives a damn about what the hell I believe? That's right. If we did with everything that I believe that we're supposed to do with my worldly mind, good night. You understand? And that's why we got homosexuality. That's because right. Somebody believed that it was okay to do it. That's why we have black on black crime. That's why we have gang violence and the drug epidemics in our communities. Why? Because somebody thought that it was okay to do it. Right. But what if you stop thinking? How about that? Why don't you just shut your damn mouth? Right. Don't think no more. You understand? Don't think. When you go to the red light, you sit there and you think, well, is it lawful for me to run this red light? I know some of you still do it. You need to stop. You understand? Don't run the red light. Right. But you don't think for 1 second that it's lawful. You're not stupid enough to sit there and believe, well, maybe if I run this red light, somehow it's okay to do it. The cop is not going to arrest me for running this red light. He right behind me. You don't believe that. Right. This brother right here, the goddamn daredevil. You gotta stop. You understand? What you got? I was I talked to a police officer before because sometimes you have malfunctions with a light. So they told me there was no one at the light. Like, there was no cars approaching for at least like 200 yards, treated like a stop sign. That's what he told me because sometimes, like I said, the light would be malfunctioning and then you'll be sitting there for like 15 minutes ready for it to turn green. I bet every light malfunctions. I give it at least 2 minutes. In 2 seconds, you get to the light. This shit broke. You hit the gas. What you got, sis? Yeah. I was about to say, that cop would be the same one to pull you over. Right. You're going to be sitting there like, you're going to hit him with that. Man, what the, man, you just told me I could do that. He going to be like, nah, nigga. He got you. You understand? Why? Because he fit in the system, man. He got to do his job. So you should just wait. You understand? Or make the right turn and go around and make the next right turn and keep it pushing. That's what I do. You understand? I used to be whipping my Mustang back before the truth. I was doing all kinds of wicked stuff. But I thought I was correct. I made the right turn. That's legal. Made the U-turn. That's legal. Made the next right turn. Kept it pushing. You understand? But you gotta stop. We gotta stop thinking, man. You understand what you got, Maya?
I'm gonna get you precepts, Proverbs 3 and 5.
All right, let's go. Mm-hmm. You can pull it. Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
With what?
With all thine heart.
What does that mean? Christians would love to say this.
Right.
Christians love to say this. They don't know half of what this means. You understand? Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. What's that mean? What's that mean? What is it? Okay, what does a Christian mean? I'm gonna get to this, but what does a Christian think that mean? When a Christian says, I trust in the Lord with all my heart, what does that mean to them? Go ahead, Sadat.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Good night. Literally, they be in the car drunk as hell, high as hell, gotta drive 2 hours home. It'd be 2 o'clock in the morning, and they think that Jesus gonna take that wheel. You understand? They'll probably let it go. I don't know, but that's essentially, that's a funny way of putting it, but that's what Christians mean. Christians what? In other words, okay, that's an extreme example. Being drunk 2 o'clock and got 2 hours to drive. What is a more better example of why a Christian would say that? What does a Christian want to do? You understand? Hold on. Let me see. Anybody else? Sis.
They're going to think that they're going to be forgiven for the things that they continue to do.
That's right. You understand? They in other words, Christians don't want to serve the Most High. They don't.
Right.
They've heard the laws. They've seen it. They've seen it and they've heard the pork. And talk to Christians. How many of y'all talk to them? They've heard, yeah, I've heard that before. You know, my uncle somewhere told me. It's always the uncle. It's always the uncle that's in some fake Hebrew Israelite group somewhere who, my uncle don't eat pork because he said it's a sin in the Bible. You understand? They hear it and they know it's true, but Christians don't want to follow the law. They don't want to be under any submission, under any authority, especially not the Most High.
Right.
You understand? So what do? They say, God knows my heart. Jesus take the wheel. The Lord gonna bless me. You understand? So what does that mean I can do? In other words, give me some of them. Give me examples. Why I'm supposed to get back live on this.
You can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
That you can eat
and
pork.
Since God is love, you could be a homosexual.
This good brother going in. You done heard them all, haven't you? Hold on, Siri in my ear. Bugging. You understand? But they believe that, right, they can be a homosexual because God knows my heart. You understand? And he's right. That homosexual that says God knows my heart, you are completely right. He knows it. And he's going to kill you for it. He's going to kill you for the secrets that's in your heart.
That's right.
For every time you looked at that man, you understand how diabolical you thought about that. He's going to kill you for that, brother.
That's right.
You understand? That AIDS epidemic, he got you. You understand what you guys are about?
It's a lot. I ain't got my sword on me, but if I'm not mistaken, the precept for that would be in like Psalms.
Let me get it. Somebody else got their sword. Just pull it. Or tell me, paraphrase it. We'll pull it.
The heart.
Y'all hold what you got still.
The heart is the most deceitful thing of all.
Somebody,
it's really wicked. Who can know?
Somebody pull that next. Y'all keep going. No sweat. We got all day to blaze on Christianity, man, because we are open. Right. Our doors are not closed. You understand? We here. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord.
Trust in the Lord. Keep reading.
With all thine heart.
With all your heart, man. With everything that you do it in like how the Most High told you to. With everything you do it how the Most High said to do it. You understand? Live your Mondays like the Most High said. Live your Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays like the Most High said to do it. Cook your food like the Most High said to cook it.
Right.
Drink what the Most High said to drink. Eat what the Most High said to eat. You understand? It makes life very simple. I used to say that a whole lot. The Isupk, the truth of the Bible, makes your life very simple, man.
That's right.
You don't have to think about what the hell you got to do. You don't got to go to red. You got to decide, should I go to red? When you go to Red Lobster, what you going to order? I ain't got to really think about it too much. I guess I'll get the chicken. You understand? Because that's all they got. The chicken and biscuits. You understand? You ain't got to think about, am I going to go to the strip club and sleep with this whore? You ain't got to think about if it's a good or a bad idea. You don't got to think, my friends just hit me. They told me to hit the block. And they rips, so they bloods. And they going to sell drugs. You don't got to think about if it's a good or a bad idea. Right. You don't got to weigh out your options because with the Most High, you have none. You should just say no. Right. You understand? You should just do what the Most High told you to do and follow orders. Right. You understand? And then your life will be saved. Right. You won't be killed in that gang shootout that night. 6 brothers died. Right. 5 of them affiliated with gang violence. 1 of them was a football player. That won't be your life. But because that brother didn't have righteous leaders, man, to lead him, he thought he had to make his own decisions. He thought that he had to dog-eat-dog world and live for him damn self when that's a goddamn lie. You understand? Who had the hand raised? About what you got?
It's lucky. It was Jeremiah 17, verse 9. All
right, hold that. Let's go. Mahaya, finish what you got.
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
And lean what?
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
And lean not unto thy own understanding. You hear this so much with Christians, man, and it's so sad. It's so sad how many denominations of Christianity it is. And then within those denominations, how many people have their own understanding? Right. Who can tell me why that is? This brother, you was deep in it, wasn't you? He was in the goddamn rabbit hole. This brother took the red pill of good night. You understand? But I know somebody else. I already know he know. How many of y'all have ever had Christian friends or talked to Christians? Everybody. And you talk to Christians, they all have different views and takes on life. Some of your friends will smoke weed. Then you'll have some of them who won't because they believe it's bad. Then you have some of them very rarely will not drink. They won't drink. They'll think that that's a sin according to the Most High. They won't drink, but they will smoke. Then you got some of them who won't eat pork, but they'll eat shrimp and crab and lobster. Some of them believe that Christ died for all of us. You understand? But they killing each other. We got all different kinds of moralities, man, within the Christian church. Why? Why is that? Is it out?
Because of the Christian pastor.
It's because of the Christian pastor, but it's a little bit more deeper than that.
Christian pastor is the author of confusion.
As he is the author of confusion, but more so dealing with the religion as a whole. Okay, is Christianity the truth? Does Christianity have anything to do with this book, this Bible? Okay, I'm trying not to, but I may have to give it to you by saying this. Is this the home of the truth? What do we stand on?
Truth. Scripture.
The what?
Truth and scripture.
The Bible. This is what we stand on. We battle. This is our what? This is our sword. This is what we defend our lives with. When your grandparents call you a cult leader, with this, of course, by saying what? I'm in a cult, and I am brainwashed. I'm glad you told me that. My brain was washed of all the wicked things I was doing before. Right. You understand? And you defended with this, and you show her how Christ washed the brains of many people. You understand? Why are there so many confusions? Why are there so many confusions within the Christian church? What's about?
I'm gonna try to say this in the most polite way.
Yeah.
personal feelings are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and they all stink.
This guy. I thought you were about to say something very mean. This nigga said some funny shit. So like,
The Christian church is like personal feelings, because if you think about it, there's over 36,000 denominations of Christianity, but there's only 35,000 scriptures in the Bible. You have more denominations of Christianity than you have scriptures in the Bible, because everybody will read this and have a personal feeling about how the scripture is and go and build a church off of it.
that's funny, but we're going off a little bit. You're funny. That's on point. If that's true, I gotta look into that. If that's true, then that's funny as hell. You understand? But I gotta go a little bit. I gotta go take you back a little bit. What's going on? What y'all need? Go ahead. Y'all. Sadat, go ahead and pass that up to whoever wants some. You understand? But bring me back. Bring me home. Why is it that every Christian, take it away from denominations, take it back to just your regular, plain Christian girl, boy? Why is it that every Christian you meet, they have some kind of different belief? Like they all say that we believe in Jesus Christ and God. But some of them will say, nah, I can smoke weed. Some of them will say, nah, I can't smoke weed. Some of them will say, I can be a gangbanger. That's good. Kiss the cross. Some of them will say, nah, Christ don't like that. Why is that? And they're in the same denomination. Same goddamn church. We'll put it that simple. Same damn church. Why do you have that in the Christian church? It's about.
They believe that the law is done away with.
Mm-hmm. The whole sis.
Oh, because they not following the whole Bible, they just get bits and pieces of it.
She close. Top one.
They don't follow the Bible, they just follow themselves.
Give him a hand. Because they don't teach this. Your Christian pastor doesn't have what the UPK has.
That's right.
And that's this as a foundation. We stand, live, and die by this book.
Right.
So there is no interpretation. There is no mind how y'all leaving here thinking he can smoke weed. Why? Because who the hell taught you that? Who in the hell sat in this chair and said that shit?
Right.
Nobody. So like it for my language. Who in the hell told you that nonsense that you can smoke weed or that you can get tattoos or be an adulterer or a whoremonger?
Right.
Who in the hell taught you that? Nobody. Nobody in here taught you that. Because we're only going to teach you what comes out of this book. The precepts from out of this book. I'm not going to come up here and tell you that the Lord gave me a vision that this sister in the green sweatshirt with the golden head wrap is supposed to have a husband that can give you $5,000. She's sitting there like, man, my nigga at home playing video games. He ain't even got no job. And he up there puffing you up. And you need that, sis, because you're a beautiful black sister. And you look like you can cook. Can you cook, sis? Yes. She gonna do just like that. Yes, Pastor, yes. I can cook. Can you cook the green beans and fried pork chops and macaroni and cheese? Next thing you know, she cooking all of this, the pastor's dinner meals, while that husband had broke getting plotted to be left. You understand? Because they don't stand on this.
That's right.
They don't stand on sex as marriage. That you should not fondle with another man's wife.
Right.
That you should not have sex with another man's wife.
Right.
They stand on their own belief, on their own idea. Because how could you? That's the $1 million question I wish a Christian could answer for me. Answer me this. How can you be a Christian after all the rape, child molestation, all the lies, all the people in the prison system, all of your family members that have been broken, all of the brothers that you've known to die and kill and have all been Christians? How can you look at that and still be a Christian?
Right.
How do you do it? Clearly something has to be wrong. Clearly something in what we're learning has to be what's the word I'm looking for? Malfunctioning. Something has to be wrong with what we're being taught. And the problem is because you're not being taught what's coming out of this book.
Right.
You're being taught from out of that pastor, man. From out of that pastor's mouth. Out of what he believes. You understand? Are you holding something for me? You holding that. Keep holding that. Who not holding something for me? Give me Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. Who was next? Zabak, you had a precept. Let's go.
Jeremiah 17, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
The heart is deceitful above all things. Your mind, man.
That's right.
The way you think, man. The thought process. That whole thought process is a lie. You shouldn't have it. You should get rid of your whole thought process is garbage. You should throw it away. Don't think no more. You shouldn't have a thought process of, am I gonna roll this blunt up? Am I gonna go get this tattoo? Am I gonna go to this strip club? Am I gonna go be a gangbanger? Am I gonna go smoke crack? You shouldn't have a thought process about those things, man. You should just stop thinking. Just stop thinking, man. If you don't know what to do, call the men of the Lord and ask.
That's right.
You understand? But whatever it is, if you about to eat cornbread, call the men of the Lord and say, Salak, Yadawan, should I eat this goddamn cornbread? You might get a no. You might get a lot. How many of y'all make the Jiffy Lube? What is it? Jiffy Lube cornbread? What is it? Jiffy? That's what it's called? Just Jiffy. How many of y'all eat the Jiffy cornbread? I don't eat it. You eat it?
I eat the vegetarian.
Because it got the green ball, right? So you never know. You might call a brother and say, hey, Salak, Yadawan, I'm about to eat this Jiffy cornbread. He may say, what color is the label? You sit there and say, oh, it's blue. Well, you can't eat that. What was that scripture? Somebody pulled that scripture that he had. Jeremiah 17 and what? 9? Let's go. Pull that. You understand? So you never know. So you got to stop thinking for yourself, man. You understand? You got to start thinking only on the accord of the Most High and with the Most High set up and what His law is, man. Because that's the only thing that's going to save Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of this oppression up under the white man. You got it, Yanazar? Let's go.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
And desperately wicked. Your mind naturally wants to be wicked. Your mind naturally does not want to do the right thing. Since kids, you just want to put your hand on the stovetop, naturally. So something about it, for whatever reason, you just want to do it. You want to ghost ride bicycles in the goddamn street. You want to do that. For some reason, something in your mind as a child says, I'm not just going to ride the bike. I'm going to jump off this goddamn bike and let it ride by itself. You understand? It's naturally wicked. Our minds just naturally just want to be bad. We want to go against the Most High. We don't want to listen to no goddamn body. We want to be children forever. But what do children have to do? My mind. Someone blow my mind.
Grow up.
They have to grow up.
That's right.
You have to stop being Christians, man. You have to stop being comforted by your weak Christian pastor, man. And you have to grow up and face the real world. There will not be $5,000 in your goddamn mailbox. You will not have a husband that has $5,000 in a Balenciaga bag waiting for you. It will not happen. If it does, pay your tithes.
That's right.
And buy me a steak and mashed potatoes.
Right.
You understand? And a bottle of Henny, the big one. If that does happen. But you have to grow up, man. And stop believing in this witchcraft that these priests and these prophets and the goddamn pastors and the church is putting on us, man, because it's all a lie.
Right.
And they know your children. You understand? And how disgusting. You understand? You should be angry. I would be angry at the fact if I heard a pastor, you understand, tell me that I'm gonna get $5,000 in my mailbox and my credit score gonna jump to 800. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? BET, what's the show I used to watch? Is it BET or MTV? It's BET. When you go to sleep watching Love and Basketball, and you wake up to some man talking about somebody getting $15,000 in the mail. How simple do you think the nation of Israel is? How dumb do you think we are?
Right.
You're gonna play the fool with us. You're gonna think I'm supposed to sit here and believe I'm just gonna get $15,000 in my mailbox and it don't got no sender address on it? Where the hell did this money come from? You understand? And then got people on TV, and I believed in T.D. Jakes, and I listened to him, and I had faith. And when I woke up that next morning, wow, there was $15,000 from an unknown sender in my mailbox. Thank you, T.D. Jakes, and praise the Lord. And you think we supposed to fall for that?
Right.
We supposed to be children forever, huh? We supposed to be stupid forever. That's why the scripture says that the Lord is raising up new prophets You understand? This world that is going to lead the nation of Israel out of this goddamn hell called America. And we're not going to lead you with no false hopes and no goddamn $15,000 or Balenciaga bags and purses, man. We're going to lead you with the truth. The truth is the husband that you got is the husband you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Because you chose to lay with him, man. And whether he got $15 million or $5 goddamn dollars, you're going to stay with him and you're going to help him build him goddamn self up to lead you and your family out of this hell America too. And that's what you're going to do. Because that's what the Lord said to do. And you no longer going to think about your own self. You no longer going to think for yourself and listen to your mommy. Your mommy tell you, oh, I don't know about him, man. You know, he in a coat. And you seen that car he driving about to break down any minute. You're going to be having to pick him up. And, you know, he got a child on the way. I don't know. He's not right for you. You no longer going to listen to her. You're going to listen to somebody that's more powerful than your mother.
That's right.
You understand? Someone who gave their life for you, man, and for all of your brothers and sisters, man. That's the name. That's the man by the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. Or Jesus Christ, as the world ignorantly calls him, man. You understand? What you got, Amazon?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Woe be unto.
Salak, you didn't have a question? You did. All right, what you got? Salak.
I'm saying this is so heavy. I'm saying that you speak on as far as like the mother being an influence on, you know what I mean, her daughter's relationship with the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, she's supposed to leave her mother and father and cleave onto that man.
Right.
That's right. They're not supposed to be your counselor or be even in your business because the advice that they got ain't coming from this Bible.
That's exactly. Right. You understand? And that's heavy in itself because that was what would keep black marriages together.
Right.
That is what would keep it together if they didn't have to believe in influences from my friends,
right,
or my mothers and my fathers and the people before me, man. Because of course your mother will never, like, how many of y'all ever dated with your mom in your relationships? Your girl you bring home is never good enough for your mom. She's never good enough. She is never good enough for your mom. She don't give a damn how she could have a PhD from Duke and somehow she's a slut. Somehow your mom can see it and she's a slut. You understand? Your mom might be right. You understand? Sad truth about it, sometimes your mother's right because she sees herself in her. Sometimes you got to face the truth. You understand? I lived it. Sometimes she's right. But you got to learn to stop listening to your mom and start listening to the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? Stop listening to your mom tell you that woman is not good enough for you. She's your woman. You got to keep her. Stop listening to your mom tell you that man is not good enough for you. That's your husband.
Right.
You understand? And you ought to be kept forever.
Right.
You ought to be protected by that one man forever, led and corrected by him forever. And it ain't nothing else that nobody can say or do anything about it. You understand? Because we listening to what the Most High said.
Right.
We listening to what Christ said to do. And that is what's going to keep black families together. When you take the influences out, when you take this is something I've had to do with my ribs that I've had. You got to stop whenever you get in an argument, man. This be the worst thing, I promise you, especially in young relationships. This be the worst goddamn thing because every young woman got what? Friends. They all got the friends and they all hate you. So when you go and you get in an argument with your woman, y'all get in an argument about the dumbest thing. It can be, good night, something. You watching TV till 2 o'clock in the morning or something. You get in an argument over that. If she goes back and tells her friends that this nigga was watching TV 2 o'clock in the morning, do you know what will happen? Do you know the repercussion of what will happen? Majority of friends, there are a rare group of friends that will say, nah, you just tripping. I've never met those friends. And my whole life, I've never met those friends that just said, nah, you just tripping.
Right.
He can watch TV till 2 o'clock in the morning if he want to. What the hell that got to do with you? Take your ass to bed. Salaki, go to sleep. I've never met that friend. But I'm going to get to you. But do you know the repercussion that'll happen? They are going to beg you to leave him.
That's damn right.
They are going to beg you to leave him because he is taking their girl away. because they want you to themselves, or whatever reason they have, they are going to influence you to go against the Most High.
Right.
And guess what? Guess what they are? Guess what those friends are? Somebody read my mind.
Bad influences.
The whores.
Maybe. Yes and yes, more than likely.
They Christians.
They are Christians, man.
Right.
They are Christians who claim to believe in the Bible,
Right.
who claim to believe in Christ, who go to church on Sundays, but at the same time it's telling you to leave your husband, man,
Right.
because he went to sleep. Because he watched TV till 2 o'clock in the morning, man. We got to stop that, man. What you got?
And it's heavy that you say you will never see that friend. It's like even in the TV shows and the movies, that's the only friend.
And then in the long-term story, at the end of the story, she's a whore and you're lonely.
Right.
At the end of it all, after the smoke clears, she's a whore and you're lonely.
Right.
You understand? You don't have a man who played the goddamn video game till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
She wanted you to be out there drinking and clubbing with her, but because you wanted to run your mouth to your friends as if your friends got your best interest at hand,
Right.
they tell you, no, to leave that nigga. He playing to get, he did what? Girl, we were supposed to be chilling last night and he played a game at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, hell no, girl. See, he don't really love you.
Right.
He don't really care about, I told you. Now that other nigga, Daquan. Now that other nigga, JJ. I know he sells drugs and you don't like that girl, but at least he getting money. You understand? Because that's what women care about. You understand? In the world. Of course, when I'm saying these things about women, I'm of course not speaking about the sisters in this school. The sisters in these schools are way better. They're 10 times better than the women in the world.
That's right.
You understand? They are way better and they are worthy of praise, especially of being in this school, man.
Right.
You understand? And I'll say that 10 times a day.
Damn
I'm
right.
not talking about them. I'm talking about the sisters in the world. I'm talking about Black Bad Girls Club and Real Housewives of Atlanta and whatever other nasty, disgusting show that we love to watch. I don't even understand them goddamn shows. It's so fake. It's so fake. And it's so funny how fake it is because you think the arguments that they have and the temper tantrums that they throw, you think, man, this crap is too fake. But then you don't realize that you do it. And that's how silly it is. That's how silly you look. When you get mad at the things that they get mad at on these shows, when you act like them, that's how silly you look. You look like a reality TV star. That's what you look like. You understand? And that's where we got to fix our sisters, man, and come back to the body, man. Come back to the truth and stop thinking on our own, man.
That's right.
Stop thinking with our own hearts, man, and come into the ISUPK and have a meekness about you. Stop thinking, forget everything your mother ever taught you. You understand? You won't get it in the kingdom of heaven thinking, holding on to what your mommy taught you.
Right.
You won't get it. You won't get it. You won't get it remembering what your fathers taught you and what the elders that you grew up with taught you. You understand why? They weren't about bringing on the kingdom of heaven. So if you think that if you're going to sit here and say that that's what you want, that you really love the Most High and you really love Christ, why are you listening to your mom? Why? Did the Most High not leave these records? This is your mother.
Right.
This is your father.
Right.
These are your elders and your ancestors. You have your experiences, their mistakes. You understand? Their triumphs, their battles, their wars. You have it. It's right here. You want to learn about a battle? You want to learn about a mother sacrificing for her children? Read the book of Maccabees, Second Maccabees.
That's right.
You want to see what it means to be a mother? Here's your mother. It's in the second book of Maccabees when she suffered her children to die in front of her, man, to be tortured. That's your mother. You understand? What did Christ say? What did Christ say when the Shamar came in and said, Christ, your mother and your brother is outside waiting for you. They want to talk to you. What did Christ say?
He said, these are my mother and my brother.
He pointed at his disciples. He pointed at the men and who was willing to die for this truth, who was willing to reform their hearts and change the way that they thought and change the way that they lived for this truth, to honor and glorify the Most High. And he said, these are my mother and my brethren. That don't mean that you hate your mother. Right. That don't mean that you hate your brothers or your fathers or your kinfolk or whatever you want to call it. That don't mean that. But that means that these are the men and women who was willing to sacrifice for me. These are the, I have a mother too. My mother's in the world. My mother should be in here with you.
That's right.
If she loved me enough, she would be in here with you.
That's right.
She would be in here helping me build this kingdom so that my daughters don't have to die in some police car. She would be in here helping me build this kingdom so that my brothers and my sons don't have to get shot like Trayvon Martin.
Right.
She would be in here with the rest of her life. Her youthfulness of her life is coming to an end. She would use the rest of it to be in here to help save my goddamn life and the rest of the nation of Israel's life if she loved us. And that's what Christ meant, man. These are my family. These are the ones who I'm going to give everything to. When I'm gone, these are the ones that I'm living for, man. These are the ones that I'm dying for. And these are the ones who changed their heart, who stopped thinking for themselves. You understand? Keep reading.
Woe unto the pastor.
Hold on, Mahayar, you was holding what? Jeremiah, or did we end that one? Who was holding something? We won't on this one.
17
and 9.
and 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins.
And yo, that Christian, they said what? The Lord knows my heart.
Right.
I told you. You damn right. The Lord does know your heart. He searched the heart. The Most High said, I searched the heart, man, and I tried the reins. What does that mean? Break that down. I tried the reins. What is the reins? Sadat.
It's like the reins are the things that you pull back on a horse, correct?
Right. It's it's what controls the horse. You understand? So when you're trying the reins of a man or of a woman, what are you trying?
That which makes you tick.
Yeah. You're trying it. You understand? That same woman who says, the Lord knows my heart, he gonna put a blunt in your face. Wow. He gonna see. He gonna see what's in your heart. He gonna put whoredom in your face. He's gonna put homosexuality in your face. And he's going to try the reins of your heart. You understand? He's not gonna just know your heart. He's gonna make sure of it. He's gonna give you tests. He wants to see. You understand why? What is he wanting to do? What does the Lord want to do?
You just said that he wants to test
you. For what?
See, it's a lot.
Go ahead.
To see if you're gonna break.
And if you break, then what?
You're a whore.
And if you're a whore, then what?
You don't inherit the kingdom.
You don't inherit. Don't be. You got to give it to us straight. We in the truth. What is the Most High in the business of doing? He gives mercy, but what happens? What happens with mercy? What happens with mercy? The Most High's greatest attribute is mercy. That's his greatest strength. His greatest power that he has is mercy. But what happens with mercy?
It comes to an end.
It runs out.
That's right.
What happens after he tries the reins and you fail? And you try the reins again and you fail. And he puts you in jail. And you go in jail and then the case gets dismissed. And then you go back out there and you sell drugs again. And he tries you again. He puts you in jail again. And he makes you serve 2 years. And you get out. And then you come back again and you try again. Eventually, like the brother said, mercy runs out. And then what happens? He gonna kill you. He gonna kill you. Give me because thou was neither hot nor cold. You understand? The Lord is not what we thought he was in the church. The Lord, Christ is not who we thought he was to be. The Lord is not playing, man. The Lord asks for perfection, man, and he's going to get it. You understand? You got it?
No, there's another precept.
Do you still, who was reading the first one? I said, I know we're going everywhere. You lost it. Jeremiah, what was it?
3 and 1.
Not that one. I got that one.
17 and 9.
Finish 17 so we get off that one.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Verse 10. The Lord search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways.
Even to give every man according to his ways. What does that mean, man? Some will give tenfold, some 50-fold, some 100-fold. Some will be killed. Some will meet judgment. Members who's dwelling in that Christian church, you got to beg them to come in here. So like, not beg them, but you have to prompt them to come in here, man. You have to tell them that the Lord is not playing. You out there selling drugs and being a homosexual, the Lord is not playing, man. The scriptures say that cup one is full, and when it is over, it's tipped. It's over. Your cup done spilt over, and you're dead. Right. And I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't look at this brother and see how far. That's it. You don't know. My cup may be at the tip top. You don't know. But that's also a gamble that you shouldn't take. You understand? So we got to stop. We got to get these brothers and sisters in this truth, man, because that's the only thing that's going to save their life, man.
That's right.
You understand? Keep reading.
Even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing.
You understand? Are you a wicked man or are you a righteous man? Are you a lawless brother or do you follow the law?
Right.
You understand? Because every man will get what he deserves. Well, that's with everything you do. With everything you do on this earth, you get what you deserve, man. Right? You can do that too. You understand? You want to be the captain of the football team. Go do it. But you have to put in the work of a captain of the football team. You want to be the deacon of a church? So you go do that. But you're going to have to be some kind of wicked bastard. Right. So go get that because they're done. The Lord ain't going to be with you on that. Yeah, he might be with you all the way to the top. He may make sure you get it just so he can get it. Right. You understand? But you get what you deserve. So to say that the Lord knows my heart, well, what have you done? What actions do you contribute? What God for buying that microphone, man? Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about, but y'all gotta give it up for her. That's getting written down in the book. What goddamn microphone have you clapping late? What microphone have you bought for the brothers to enjoy themselves, man? What have you done for anybody except your goddamn self? Man?
That's right.
That's what that scripture. You understand? And He gonna see what's really in your heart. So next time you hear that person say, "Well, the Lord knows my heart," you damn right. You damn right. I bet He been testing you too. Yeah, the Lord tests me every day. I bet He does. And if you fail every goddamn time, you're a goddamn F student. You understand? You need to get into tutoring. You need to get into class. You learn how to not fail at life anymore. Right. So you can learn how to not, you understand, become lower than the expectations of what the Lord has for you. Keep reading. Salaki is our Nixon, the strength, vengeance, consequences. Consequences. Most High in Christ. I see you. Twitter, Instagram, just type the question in the chat. And I see y'all hecklers. I'm gonna ignore y'all today though. Keep reading.
Verse 11, as the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatches them not.
Hold on, Salaki, that was the end of that one. Go ahead and read what you got, Maya.
Ecclesiastes 2 and 1. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. What does that mean? We can break that down. This is something that every young man or every new sister in the school has to learn. You have to be wholehearted in this. You understand? You come in here, you looking at the signs and the letters and the Lashuan Kodash, and you're like, well, shit, man, this is more Bible than I've ever read and seen in my whole life in a Christian church. I've never seen no goddamn Hebrew in a real life. You understand? And you like, man, this is the truth. This got to be something like the truth. I got to come in here. I got to come to class next week. The scriptures say, if you come in to serve the Lord, you understand? Do what?
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare thy soul for temptation. Because the Satan is working against you coming in here. That's something that's hard to understand. Satan is working against you coming in here. Satan does not want you to live, man. Right. Satan wants you to die. So Satan will drag you back. You understand? Next thing you know, you'll get a call and you got to come into work from 7 to 9. Well, next thing you know, you'll start having problems with your vehicle. What should you do? Pick up the phone, man.
That's
Pick
right.
up the phone and figure it out.
Right.
Figure out a way to fight against Satan, man, because Satan is going to send everything your way.
Right.
That hooker, that Instagram whore who got 150K followers on Instagram somehow is going to DM you and say, oh, you should take me to Red Lobster. You understand? Prepare your soul to say, la. You should take your ass off that goddamn pole. That's what you should do. Prepare your soul to be that kind of brother. Prepare for that, man, because that's what's going to come. Prepare for your mama, your mother. If Satan is going to send her your way, she going to get on you, and you're not even going to understand why in the hell is your mom on on Facebook looking up Isupk, watching videos. You're going to come home, she's going to be sitting there with the cigarette. So I know you've been out there with them cult members, you understand? With them cult leaders learning about that witchcraft. I raised you better than that. You understand? Prepare yourself for that because Satan is going to send it your way. You understand? And I wish that brother was still in here so he could tell you what happened. I'll let him tell it to you. But he had to prepare himself for that, man. And he fought against it and he triumphed over it, man.
Right.
And his family eventually left him the hell alone. Eventually, he came in here and got his name, and his mama left him the hell alone, man. It was no more talk about a goddamn cult, man.
Right.
You understand? But you got to battle that thing, man, because Satan wants you to die.
Right.
Satan does not want you in here. Keep reading.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright.
Set your heart aright. Set your mind straight. You understand? You holding something for me?
I got 2. Revelation.
Okay, so lock it. Keep reading. Let's go.
And constantly endure.
And constantly endure. Constantly endure the tutelage, man. The tutelage that Satan is going to put on you. The problems he's going to bring upon you, man. You understand? The tribulations you're going to go through. The trials, man. Continuously fight through those things, man. Because that's what the Lord requires, man. Don't think. Sisters too. Y'all are sweet. Y'all subtle. Y'all beautiful. Y'all soft, man. Y'all all those great things, man. But y'all are not weak, man. Y'all are not weak, man.
That's right.
Y'all are not weak, man. And the Lord want to see you fight as well. Because the Lord don't want no goddamn punk, man.
Right.
The Lord wants the best out of the nation of Israel and only the best. The scripture says what? 2/3 of Israel shall be cut off. You understand? So clearly he not playing no goddamn games.
Right.
If you're not willing to sacrifice your life and to fight for his name's sake, then good night. You understand? You cut off from the team. What you got?
It's a lot of me. I'm saying what you're saying so heavy about them not being weak. You know what I'm saying? Because they were weak, it would make no sense for the scriptures to say, you know what I'm saying, she's a pillar of rest.
Yeah.
How the hell you gonna lean on the pillar? It's gonna crack on you.
Exactly.
You know?
Right.
Especially a pillar of monstrosity and fire
Right.
and the biggest, baddest nigga in the goddamn block. You understand? Black men are the strongest men on the face of the earth. Black women damn sure cannot be weak.
That's right.
Y'all been dealing with us for thousands of years.
Right.
There's no way in hell y'all are weak, man.
Right.
There's no way in hell y'all survive this long dealing with us. You understand? With what's the Melvins and Debos.
Right.
Somebody was with Debo. That's a strong sister right there. To take that, you understand? You got to be strong dealing with the men, with these brothers right here, man.
That's right.
You understand? Because black men are the strongest men on the face of the earth, man. But keep reading. Who has something? Sadat. Or you have something else? Keep going.
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
And make not haste in the time of trouble. What does that mean? What does it make not haste in the time of trouble mean?
Don't make rash decisions.
Based on what? What kind of rash decision would you make? Remember the context of the scripture. Prepare your soul for temptation. You understand? Fight with the trials that Satan is going to put on you, which is really coming from the Most High. Don't make haste. Be not hasty in your decisions, man, to run. What you got?
It's saying yes when you mean no.
That's more communication. What you got?
Like you were saying earlier about the pastor sitting there telling you to throw your husband out. You know what I'm saying? That's the temptation there. And then the hasty decision would be to sit there and throw him out instead of right.
That's a hasty decision to throw him out.
Right.
But bring it back more in the context of the truth. You in here now. You're not in a Christian church.
Right.
What kind of hasty decisions would you make based on the Lord messing with you? I mean, the Satan messing with you. You got it. Go ahead. You got it.
It's based on emotions and how you feel about stuff that's happening.
She's on it. She's on it. I done came in that classes for 3 weeks. My car done broke down. I done lost my job.
Right.
My wife done left me.
Right.
My kids, I can't see my kids no more. They done moved to South Carolina. She threatening to put me on child support. What's the haste decision?
To chase after her and not come to class.
That must be a cult. I'm not going to that class no more.
Right.
Because clearly that's not the truth.
That's right.
If my life has become so terrible now, clearly I must be in the wrong place. That's the haste decision. When what? When what would have happened if he would have stayed? If he got any game, of course.
Right.
If he got any game, what would have happened?
He would gain another wife.
He would have got 7 more wives to replace that bitch. To lock you.
Right.
That's what he would have gained. You understand? He would have gained 7 more to replace her.
Right.
Because she wants to be a whore and take his children away to South Carolina to live with a mama, man.
Right.
He would have gained, it would have been 7 women who've seen all of that, who've seen it, who witnessed it, and said, you know what? That brother stood strong in the truth. That brother stood in these goddamn classes when he lost his goddamn job, lost his goddamn car, and lost his goddamn family, and he stood strong in the truth. That's the man that I want to be with, and all 7 of them will be requested to court that one brother at one time, man, and they'll be righteous, man, and they'll never leave him, because they'll see that that is a man who can deal with Satan when Satan is putting him at his worst, man, and still overcome what the Most High is pressuring him with, man. And he would have gained a new life that was great. He'd have been calling his daughter from one of his 7 ribs phones on FaceTimes, living a great life. You understand? What did Christ say? If you shall die, if you shall lose your life for my sake, then you shall surely gain a new. And that new is a much better life, man.
That's right.
And you'll have a woman that'll love you, right? You'll have a woman that'll have your child who will never put you on child support. Will goddamn pay your goddamn child support. You understand? We'll say don't even sweat that goddamn child support out because you decided to stand with the Most High.
Right.
Because you decided to set your mind right. You made your election sure, and now the Most High is gonna deal with you, man. Now the Most High will fight for you, man. And all that wicked mess that your woman, that sister would have to be trying to do to you, the Most High will defend you from that, man. Right. You understand? And your life will be way better for it. What you got? Keep going.
It's 2. I'm skipping down to verse 4.
Let's go.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. You wanna put me on child support? Most High in Christ. That's
right.
Let's get it. You want to take my children away to South Carolina? Let's go. Let's do it. You understand? You want to go to war with me and realize that it's not you going to war with that woman. It's you battling Satan, man.
That's right.
It's you battling a spiritual battle because the Lord knows you in this truth, man. You could have went anywhere else. You could have went to the Muslim mosque. You could have went to the Moors, to the Pan-Africanism people. You could have went anywhere else. You could have went to the Baptist church and your wife would still love you. Your children would still be there. But because you are in the truth, man, because you're seeking out the Lord's name, the world hates you for it, man. Like Christ said in the book of Matthew, man. If the world hates ye, know that it hated me before it hated you.
Right.
For if ye were of the world, if ye were a Christian, man, if you were a Muslim, if you were atheist, man, if you was an African or wannabe African, man, if you was a homosexual, the world would love you, man. The world will sympathize for you, man. But if ye are not of the world hates you, man. Your wife will leave you. You understand? that's only more evidence as to why you should get in the truth even more, man.
Right.
Even more. Because you can see that clearly I come in here and my life gets worse. This damn sure got to be the place that I'm supposed to be. Because I could have went anywhere else and my life would have stayed stagnated. It would have stayed the same, man. Nothing would have changed. But I come in here and I see that great turmoil is coming on my life. Maybe I need to buck up. Maybe I need to gird in my loins, man, and trust in the Most High, so that I can fight against these things, man.
Right.
Because the Lord is only testing the reins of a man. And when you break, the Lord is saying, well, you weren't worthy enough to be in here no goddamn way. Go be a Christian.
Right.
Go get your family back. But me and my brothers in here, we're going to stay together. We're going to fight for each other, man. To hell with who the hell wants to leave you. That's a Christian concept that we just can't get past. You want to chase after somebody that leaves you. Not even only a woman, but a friend. You want to lessen yourself because your friends don't want to deal with you because you don't smoke weed no more. How weak can you be?
Right.
You understand? To hell with that. You want to leave, let them leave. But my brother's in the truth, like Christ said. You understand? Keep reading.
And be patient
With
thou art changed to a low state.
Be patient with your change into a low state, man. Be patient in the condition that the Lord is bringing you into it. Because you got to realize one thing. If the Lord is the one that's doing it, then he can be the one to bring you out.
Right.
You understand that? If he's the one that's bringing you in this low state, then he can bring you out of it. And now you got to figure out what the hell to do to get out of it. You understand? And that's why these classes are so important. That's why these classes are still standing, even in the midst of this pandemic, while America is in turmoil, man. While America is shaking in their boots. Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are scared. They believe that Christ is coming back tomorrow. They're actually starting to believe it. They wondering what the hell is about to happen. They going back and they watching 2012. They sitting up there like, yo, what if it's really gonna be like that, man? You understand? I've seen so many posts on Twitter talking about the 2012 movie coming back to fruition, saying it was 8 years too late. I mean, too early. You understand? And where your Christian pastors at? They not here to teach you, man. But that's why these classes gotta stay open. That's why these doors gotta stay open. For when your life is in turmoil, for when you're in a time of despair, for when you're in a time where you don't know what you should do, you should be able to go to the priest and prophets of the Lord and figure it out, man. Get your questions answered. Keep going.
Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire.
For gold is tried in the fire. Keep reading.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Meaning just like gold, something that's very valuable, it's tried in fire. It's not tried in water.
That's right.
You don't see the value in gold by putting it in comfortable conditions. You burn it. You make it very hot. And if it passes through, then you see the value of it. It becomes of high value. That's why being in the Christian church is so weak. It's so weak. It's so effeminate. You understand? It's so homosexual. Because that's why the men are weak. Because they're not passing through no trials, man. They're not passing through no fire, man. In any other aspect of life, you think about football. You think about sports and basketball and the military and the army. You think about education. You have to pass through the fires, man, and the trials, man. And then you see what you're worth. Then you see who's the valedictorian. Then you see who makes the varsity football team. Then you see who gets drafted. Every aspect of life, a man must be tried to see his value. Not in the Christian church. Not in the Christian church. So what does that leave you? Susceptible. It leaves you at risk. You in there with your babies and your daughters and your children and your sons next to a goddamn child molester, because that pastor is not trying him. That pastor is not testing him to see what kind of man he is. He's not. He's letting him just be a homosexual. And so the child is at risk of being molested, but not in here. In here, we stand on the Bible.
That's right.
And the scripture says you try gold by what?
And acceptable men.
You try gold by what? Gold is tried. Go ahead.
Fire.
By the fire. Gold is tried by the fire, man. So to be a brother in this school, you got to come up in the fire, man. You got to go through some things.
Right.
You got to fight against Satan, man. You got to fight, and you got to prove yourself worthy to be a man to sit up under this banner, man, and lead these people. You can't be a homosexual and stay up in here.
Right.
You can't be a gangbanger or a drug dealer and stay up in here. You can't continue to think for your damn self and stay up in here.
Right.
It'll never work. You understand? Keep reading. Acceptable men. Mahaya.
For men in the furnace of adversity.
Is that it?
Yeah, I understand.
All right. Who holding something else? What you got?
I got Revelations 3 and 15 and 16, and then I have Isaiah 52 and 1.
What's Isaiah?
I think Revelation is
Isaiah 52 and 1 is awake.
Hot and cold is this Revelation.
Yeah, give me Revelations.
Come on. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 15. I know thy works.
I know thy works. You understand? The Most High is saying he knows what you do. He knows your heart. He knows what you think. You understand? He knows what kind of person you is, what you do in your home, how you treat your husband when you're away from the school.
Right.
He knows thy works. He knows how you treat your wife when you're away from the school.
Right.
He knows everything that you do, man. All the work you put in, all the work you don't put in. He knows thy works. Keep reading.
That thou art neither cold nor hot.
That thou art neither cold nor hot. What does that mean? I want someone to take a shot. Christ said, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. What does that mean? I know you know. What? She almost on it. Nobody? Nobody want to take a shot? I know you know. Come on, why don't you give it? Come on, what is it?
How do you think? Basically, would it be like saying like you either with me or you against me in a sort of way?
That's a way of saying. That's a way of putting it. You understand? Don't be scared to answer in here, because I know I teach the scriptures one way. Y'all may come up here and give a different example to say the same thing.
Right.
So when I call on y'all, don't be afraid to give your spirit. We didn't come up from the same place. We didn't live in the same ghettos. We didn't live in the same cities. You may have a way of telling me about gang violence that I've never understood. You may have grew up with Kings and 5%ers, where I grew up with Crips and Bloods. So don't be afraid to say it. You understand? The way you read off my spirit, same way I'm reading off y'all's. You understand? So give it to me how you know it. You know that Christ is saying that you either cold or hot. That's the way. You either with him or you not.
Right.
You understand? You either following his laws, the Most High's laws, or you not following those laws, man. You either following after him and his leadership, or you not, man. You understand? That's what the cold and hot means. Keep reading.
Would thou wert cold or hot?
Read it one more time.
I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
Can you see me one time? It's beside the refrigerator, if I'm not mistaken. Salaki, one more time up.
I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
Meaning the Most High, the Christ is saying that he'd rather you be cold or hot. You understand? Meaning he'd rather you be with him or just not with him at all. He'd rather you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, or just be some Christian down in the swamps who never heard of the Bible at all, but somehow was a Christian and just ate all the wicked things and just didn't know nothing about Israelites or nothing. Right. He'd rather you just be cold or hot. Of course, none of you in this room can ever just be what we're about to say now. So like it. Keep reading.
Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm.
What does lukewarm mean? Yana's half stepping. Sis?
In
In between. In both. What you guys, Sadat?
In the middle.
In the middle. Anybody else? lukewarm.
I mean, I understand that the Bible say, you know what I'm saying, I can't smoke weed, but that blunt, ooh, weed.
Yeah, brother done gave me an example. That's exactly what lukewarm is, man. You understand? I done read that I can't eat shrimp and pork and lobster. I heard what them niggas on the corner was talking about,
Right.
but I don't know, man. I got a whole lot of hoes. You
Right.
understand? Them whores be hitting my line, and they only be $40. You understand? That's lukewarm, man. When you've learned the judgments, man, of the punishments, when you've read the law, when someone has taught you the law of the Bible, and you still decide to leave here, and you want to go do what you want to do, you want to think for your own. You understand? You want to think for your own self. You think you're gonna ride the wave. You understand? It's so easy, and it's no sweat because I've been there. I've been there myself. I know what it feels like to go into this weird class. I know what it feels like to be you. You understand? I know what it feels like to be Officer 50, and then a trooper, and then a young man, and then a nigga who was really just trying to smoke weed after the class.
Right.
I know what it feels like to be all of those things.
Right.
So I know exactly what you go through. You're in the back of the class. You know, these niggas is kind of telling the truth. This is kind of facts. You understand? But you know, I'm trying to get this party up after this, man. I got a quarter of weed in my car. You understand? I'm about to go get high. You understand? That man was that man who was lukewarm, man. Because I learned the truth about the Bible. I seen the scriptures, man, about smoking weed. And I decided in my own self that I was just gonna ride the wave. You know, in my simple mind, and this is something that my brother thinks to this day. My brother, a lot of y'all know him, he used to come to the classes too. But my brother, in some simplicity, he believes, first of all, he'll tell you straight up, yeah, them niggas teaching the truth. Like when he be with me and I'm debating with Christians and I'm cutting him, he'll be sitting there like, yeah, I mean, shit, he cutting you. Because he's with the truth. He'll tell you straight up, ISUBK has the truth. Right. They are the truth. Christianity is a lie. You don't know nothing. He's called me sometimes talking about some, yo, this bitch in here, it's like it. Yo, this sister in here talking about some blah, 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 blah. Yo, what's that scripture that says a man can have multiple wives? That's what all my friends call me about. I hate that. You understand? I'm like, brother, you better stop. Do not use this to be a goddamn whoremonger. You understand? Trying to use this to justify you just being a whoremonger.
That's right.
Stop. You understand? But he'll call me because he knows that it's not a sin for a man to have multiple wives. He calls me to figure that stuff out or get the scriptures for it. You understand? Yet he's lukewarm. And this brother, like I said, he used to come in these classes all the time. And his one thing is this, that he just cannot stop smoking weed, man. You understand? And how sad is that?
Right.
That he would tell you straight up and down that this is the truth. We got the truth. The Christian church is a lie. But his one thing, and he's honest about it, that he just cannot stop smoking weed, man. That brother is what you would call lukewarm. You understand? According to the scriptures, because he's been taught these scriptures. He's been taught the Bible. He's been taught the judgments, man. You understand? And yet he decides to continue to fight against the Most High in that aspect. Keep reading.
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot.
So because thou are in the middle and neither cold nor hot, keep reading.
I will spew thee out of my mouth.
I will spew thee out of my mouth, man. I will kill you, man. In other words, you'll be cut off because you should have, like the script, like I said, the Most High is not playing. He only wants the best. So you're either going to follow the law, statutes, commandments, or you're not. You understand? And there's no telling when your time of judgment is going to come. I can't sit here and tell you, oh, you got 8 more blunts left, or you got 2 ounces left, or you can sell this many more drugs, or you got this. I can't tell you that. You understand? But you got to stop believing that that's a choice that you can gamble with. You're in the church thinking that you can play with your life that way, as if the Most High done away with the law. When all up and down throughout this Bible, the law is not done away with. So if the law is not done away with, what does that mean? That means we got to follow the law.
Right, that's right.
You understand? But your Christian pastor will not teach you that, man. Your Christian pastor will not enforce the law unto you, man. So he'll allow homosexuals to roam freely in his church. He'll allow murderers to stay murderers. He'll allow rapists to stay rapists. Yeah, goddamn rapists and damn self.
Right.
As long as that tithe money keep coming in, he'll allow you to be whatever the hell you want to be. As long as you keep his church afloat. As long as you keep the money in his pocket for his $1 million houses, man. For his $1 million jets and Benzes and Rolls Royces and things like that. As long as you keep that going, then you can do whatever kind of wickedry you want, man. You can smoke all the weed you want. Why? Because he does not give a damn about you.
That's right.
The Christian pastor has made up in his life, in his mind, that he is going to live his heaven here with Esau. He is going to live his heaven here with the white man off the sweat of your back, man. And that's what he's going to do. And that's why these Christian pastors should not be listened to. Give me Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto pastors.
Whoa, read that one more time.
Woe be unto the pastors.
Woe be unto the pastors. Oh, hold on. I ain't think you knew. I ain't know the pastors was in here now. Pastor Pork Chop, Pastor Piggly Wiggly down there in Goldsboro. Pastor Mount. Yeah, I ain't never been in that store in my life. I just thought it was the funniest name for a store, dog. Piggly Wiggly. Like, that's damn near probably a sin. I gotta talk to Commander Johnny Hanna. Like, yo, can I walk in Piggly Wiggly? You gotta scream sin in there, like, good night. Like, I ain't never thought that was a grocery store until I got older. I thought it was just pork. I was like, damn, the South love pork like that? Good night. You understand? I found out later they sold other things in there, like paper towels. I never knew that. You understand? Should I read that one more time?
Woe be unto the pastor.
Woe be unto the pastors. What does woe mean? Sis? Death or great destruction. You understand? The scriptures say what? Woe 1 and woe 2 has passed, but woe 3 cometh quickly. We all know what that's talking about. World War 1 and World War 2 has passed.
That's right.
Those great destructions, and World War 3 cometh quickly because it ain't came yet, but it'll be here.
That's right.
You understand? But woe is a great destruction. And we're saying woe unto your pastors. Keep reading, Pastor Pork Chop.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. How does a pastor destroy the sheep of the Most High? Go ahead, I'll get you on order then. Go ahead, give your take on it.
By teaching you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
Sending you Piggly Wiggly. What you got?
Keeping you ignorant of the law.
Keeping you not knowing that the law is in effect. What you guys say? Yeah, I'm gonna get both of y'all.
I was just gonna say that teaching that the laws are done away with.
Teaching that the law is done away with. Sis, you have one?
I was gonna say that they say, allowing you to sin. Teaching is okay to sin.
Teaching you it's okay to sin. Understand all of those things is how he's destroying us, man. And how is he scattering us? By sending us to different churches. Sending us to different churches. What was it? What was it? TD Jakes? Was it TD Jakes when Eddie Long died? All the members of the congregation of Eddie Long went to TD Jakes' church. And what did TD Jakes say? He said, go back. He said, you better go on back and give that man your money, even though he did. You understand? And that's how they scatter us, man. That's why we got a church on every corner. Every corner. How are blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians supposed to ever come together when we got churches on every corner in the hood teaching every different thing? And even within those denominations, you got people not even learning any goddamn thing.
Right. That's right.
You're not learning any goddamn thing. I remember I got in a debate, and there was some. I remember this one. I was before I was a trooper. This was me and my Hayal. This is me and my Hayal days back in the day. You understand? We was kicking it. I was on Twitter, and this dude that I knew, and I think it was something about some homosexual, right? Something. And I had said something like, that's a sin against the Most High. He said something like, yo, I feel sorry that, no, he said, I feel sorry that your father is such a homophobe like that. Something like that, talking about my pops. And I was, of course, I was ready to do some things I can't say on live camera to the brother, because I just thought how disrespectful that you know who I am, and you know that I know you, and you know that I can see you. You understand? For you to ever even think about saying something like that to me, no sweat. But he said that, and then I had to ask him. I was like, "So are you a Christian?" Because we was talking about the Bible in the context. I said, "Are you a Christian?" You know what this nigga said to me? He said, "I believe in the origins of Christianity." What the hell does that mean? Like somebody what?
So he believes in the institution of slavery, basically what you saying? Like, because
I got no goddamn clue.
Christianity
To this day, when I see him, I'm in the truth now, so I'm not gonna do anything to him. You understand? But when I see him, it's always something like maybe I should go to him and him alone. Maybe I gotta have counsel on that. But I ain't never did that yet. But I always think about that, and I always think about him saying, "I believe in the origins of Christianity or the foundation of Christianity," and I always remember myself saying, "Well, what the hell does that mean? Is that a denomination that agrees with homosexuality, or what is it?" I was asking literally because I thought maybe one of y'all knew. What's she say? She said white people business. Oh, Solar, what's she say?
That's her way of saying Uncle
Tom.
She said he likes butter biscuits.
Butter biscuits. I don't know what it means. You understand? I was literally hoping that maybe after all of these years, somebody can bring me to closure and let me know. Like if you would have said, "Well, I was expecting you to bring it out." You're gonna be like, "Slack it, sir. Yeah, that's the Christianity that came out in 1519. They did believe that homosexual was okay." I'd have been like, "Okay, he just a homosexual then." But now I don't understand because I thought Christ taught to not be a homosexual.
Right.
You understand? I thought that the prophets of the Lord taught against that.
Right.
So what the hell did you mean? That was okay. You understand? I don't know. Maybe I guess I'll ask next time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep asking until somebody tell me what the hell the foundations of Christianity is. Because I don't think the foundations what Christ laid upon would have anything to do with accepting homosexuality.
That's right.
But I guarantee you, he does not believe in a foundation.
Right.
I guarantee you, whatever nonsense he says he believes is not true. He just wanted to be very different because he wanted me to believe that there was something different in what he believed that meant it would be okay to be a homosexual, but really he's a Christian.
Right.
And really he's taught by a man who is not teaching him that homosexuality is a sin. And you know what happens when you're honest. Do you know what happens when you say there's nothing wrong with homosexuality, but then you turn around and say, "Well, I worship at Mount Zion Church." Your pastor is a homosexual.
That's right.
He must have to be. If you're going to agree with homosexuality and you worship with the pastor at Mount Zion Church, he must be teaching you that that's okay.
Right.
And I don't think he wanted to do that. You understand? I think he wanted to be a homosexual on his own. So there's no pastor to tie him to the foundations of Christianity. You understand? Which is all disgusting. But it's back to these pastors, man. These are the ones who are destroying and scattering the sheep of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Got us all believing and thinking in so many different things, man, so that we could be lost here in America, man, especially for these times, these tough times, these hard times like these coronavirus, but not tough and hard for us, of course. Of course, in here, we are chilling. I think we about to drink after this. Am I correct? Okay, so we about to social non-distance ourselves together.
That's right.
In here. That's what we about to do. We about to get very social. You understand? Distance from everybody else.
Right.
You understand? But these Christian pastors, man, have been not preparing us, man, how to strive and live together, man. How to survive these plagues that's coming from the Most High. How to prepare for when Christ returned. How many of y'all seen Friday when the beginning of the movie, she knocking on the door? Are you prepared for your home's return? Because if you not, I got some, you understand, slam the door in her face, which you should have, but I wish whoever wrote that line could just be here right now so I can ask them, what if Craig said no? What information does she have? How do you prepare? What do you do for these plagues that's coming? How do you do it? How did Moses prepare the Israelites for the plagues that fell upon Egypt? How did he do it?
You asking?
Well, I'm asking.
He told them to spread lamb's blood over the arch of their door.
He gave them the instruction to do that. Sis? He gave them the scripture, gave them the law.
Yeah.
He brought them together, man.
Right.
He brought them together. That's what they did to prepare. They went through those plagues. Their plagues was in Egypt. They were in Egypt too.
Right.
Just like the coronavirus is in America, we in America too. But they had to come together, man. Under one accord, man, following after one. You understand? And that's the only way that they was able to be able to survive them plagues that flooded Egypt, man. That was the only way, by coming together, man. But we living up on these Christian pastors. When these times of turmoil is going on, who are you going to go to?
Right.
Who are you going to go with?
Right.
You won't have nobody to go to. Martial law coming into effect, you won't have no resources. You'll be sitting up in your house looking stupid, trying to defend for yourself. Toilet paper stuck to the ceiling, man. Looking dumb, man. You understand? When in the ISUPK, we got organization, man. We got rank, man. We got righteous leadership. We got updates on what to do if times get worse.
Right.
We got orders that we got to follow. We got families that we got to protect. We got sisters in here without husbands that would be better off than women out there in the world with husbands. You understand? That's the difference, man. And now is the time to get out of these Christian churches, man. Go back to Isaiah 52 and 53. In verse 1. We gonna finish on this, man. Because these are the times, man. We seeing the times right now where America is going to fall, man. What you got, sis? Isaiah 52.
And 51.
In verse 1. Shalaki, if I said 51. Isaiah 52 and verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake! Awake!
Awake. You understand? This is the time to awake. This is the time to get out that Christian church. You gotta wake up. In the time of your dire need, your Christian pastor has left you, man.
Right.
To dry, man. Out to dry. And they said only essential businesses will stay open. You would think that the Most High God is something that's very essential to the preservation of the American people.
Right.
You would think that the Most High God is very essential, especially in times of pandemics and tormentation. You would think that this is the time. You understand? You would think that this would be the major time for churches to be open. You would think that the churches would be flooded. Money into these pastors because they want answers. They want comfort, man. They want to know, is Christ coming back? Here's the problem. Here's the two things you got to realize about your Christian pastor in that church. One, your Christian pastor is weak.
Right.
He is not built to lead Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
He is scared to death
That's right.
of a flu with some bop in it. Like the baby said. You wanted some bop in it. The coronavirus gave you a flu with some bop in it, and now you are scared to death.
Right.
And it has not done as much as the flu has done.
Right.
You understand? And he shut the doors down, man. Like it was a zombie apocalypse coming. He shut the doors down. Your Christian pastor is too weak, man.
Right. That's right.
He is too weak to lead the nation of Israel, to lead the Mexicans, the Native American Indians, or any goddamn body else. And what else? What other reason? What's the second one?
He is not awake.
He closed. He closed. He not awake. What else? Your Christian pastor is weak nonetheless. You understand? He's not strong enough to stand up against the coronavirus.
He's not in the truth.
He's not in the truth. Your Christian pastor does not stand on this book.
That's right.
They are not teaching the truth in the Bible, in the church, man. They're not teaching you what to do. Otherwise, your Christian pastor's doors would be open, man.
Right.
Letting them brothers and sisters in that church, man, to have some comfort, man. To give them what you've been, quote unquote, giving them for years. Comfort, man. Peace.
Right.
You understand? Even though we know that's a lie, you ain't been getting that. You've been getting Housewives of Hollywood and them goddamn Christian churches, man. But your pastor is weak and he is not in the truth.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
Put on thy strength, O Zion.
Put on thy strength, O Zion, man. This is not the time to leave your people high and dry. This is the time to stand at the forefront for your people, man, so that they can lean on you as a leader in the Black community. You understand? Keep reading.
Put on thy beautiful garments.
Put on your spirit, man. You understand? This is the time to come back to the Most High. Come back to the Lord, man. Come back to your culture. Get away from them pinstripe suits and the clean shave and the bald heads and whatever they try to make you do in the white man's world to be sufficed, man, or sophisticated as they would call it. To hell with that, man. Get back to your culture, man. This is the time. If you thought that back, it's always been the time to come to the truth, but you seeing the world running amok, you seeing these pandemics, you seeing these wars getting ready to start. Now is the time to not piss the Most High off, man. Now is the time to get right with the Most High, man. If there was ever a time before, now is the time to seek out the Lord. You understand? Keep reading.
O Jerusalem.
Oh, Israel, man. Keep reading.
The holy city.
The holy city. The holy city talking about the people, man. The separate means to be separate part or withdraw for anything that's against the Most High, man. This is time to do that, man. You should be every day of your life from this point on, man. You should be thinking about how am I going to make myself more on the side of Christ? How am I going to make myself more hot when it comes to Christ, man? You understand? How I'm going to serve the Most High more? How I'm going to please the Lord more? How I'm going to bring more glory to the Most High, man? You should be questioning these things, man. And while you're questioning, know where you're going to get your answers from. You ain't going to get it from Pastor Pork Chop because the doors is closed. You understand? You can't call him because the phone lines are disconnected. He's scared that the coronavirus is going to come through the phone line. You understand? Keep reading.
For henceforth, there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Who knows what the uncircumcised and unclean man is? Who can tell me what that is? And we're going to end on from that. I wanted to end on this one because of this whole coronavirus thing, man. It's so disgusting. Who can tell me what the uncircumcised and unclean is? We'll break that down. Yanazar.
Christianity.
Sis?
Those who not following law.
Read one more time from thou shalt not come into thee. No more shall they come into thee.
For henceforth, there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Who is the thee? Who is the thee? Israel. Thou shalt no more come into Israel, the uncircumcised and the unclean.
The other nation?
These stinking heathens, man. These stinking Chinese, man, eating back in Mongoloid, man. These stinking, disgusting Vietnamese, man, eating rats, man. These stinking Edomites, the white man that the devil, the Bible speaks of, man, eating this pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. Now we coming about the time where we should separate for them, man, because no more shall they live. We're not going to dwell amongst them no more, man.
Right.
We're not going to get plagued with goddamn coronavirus because some stinking heathen wanted to eat bat.
Right.
You understand? Because they want to eat mongoloid and rat and roach and whatever other thing they want to eat. That's disgusting, man. We gonna come into a time where we gonna dwell amongst each other, man. Keep reading.
Verse 2. Shake thyself from the dust.
Shake thyself from the dust, man. When you leave here, go and tell everybody. Go and tell every Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian that you know to shake thyself from the dust, man. Get out of that goddamn Christian church. Get out of that Muslim mosque, man. Stop believing in your own thought process, man. It's leading you astray. You understand? Keep moving.
Arise and sit down. O Jerusalem.
Oh, Israel,
Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Take your love away from America, man.
That's right.
Take your love away from America. Because at this point, we don't got those yokes of irons on our neck no more. They there spiritually, and you can remove them, man. You can take your love away from America, and that's what the Most High is telling you to do. You understand? Remove that Christianity, which is that white supremacy, away from you, man. Take away that Islam, man, that love of the Middle Easterns, man, away. That Buddha, that disgusting, nasty Chinese, man, away, man. I've seen today, and it's still goddamn hilarious to me. I went over there down the street on MLK to get some food, and first of all, I peeped New Tokyo clothes, and I was just laughing. I was like, "Good night, niggas is waking up. The niggas is smart." And then I got closer to where I wanted to go, and I seen China Walk, and it was closed, and it said, "Due to a coronavirus issue, closed." And I was just laughing. I was like, Barakatari I was shy. You understand? And them doors should stay closed. And it was hilarious because in my mind, I couldn't help but think, you disgusting creatures for wanting to eat mongoloids and bats. This is what you get. You understand this? How disgusting. It's funny that you have to go through this for me because of how disgusting it is. But Babawan, can you tell me what restaurant was still open? Your rails. Give it up for your rails, man. That Benjamite spot, man. I went in there and I got that jerk chicken and the collard greens and all of that, man. And I said, you know what? Because them West Indians ain't down there eating no goddamn bats, man. And it's time for them to come into the Most High too, man, because we gonna separate from these goddamn nations, man. They need to take that goddamn China Walk and turn it into another goddamn world. So I ain't gotta wait in line when it's too goddamn busy, man. You understand? With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest. Goddamn bats. Out of all the things you can eat. What? ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew is pronounced by Isupk. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, we will open for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, of course, we all know the postponement of the 51st annual Passover. So we'll be bringing out more information on exactly what will be the next feast day as soon as that information comes.
The same thing the general said is use this time to put them extra studs and bedazzled garments, you know what I'm saying? Because you know we niggas, so it wasn't nobody ready anyway.
And if I may, like the brother saying, for saying that, the Passover is going to take place.
That's right.
It's not canceled, it's postponed. The Passover is going to take place. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, it's your duty to be there. Okay.
And it's confirmation, it's still going to be in New York.
Right, and it's still going to be in New York. The venue might change, it might be in a different borough, White Plains, no borough. That's neither here nor there. It's gonna be in New York. That's just what it is. So make sure you cancel all of the hotel. If you haven't done it by now, please get that done. Cancel your hotel arrangements, flight arrangements, any travel arrangements, all of those type of things, and get those refunds. Okay, and put that money aside, please. Sir. Oh yeah, and make sure you're watching the general updates. Commander General Yohana, who actually cares about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, has been dropping updates on what's going on with the coronavirus, with everything consistently, like every other day almost. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you on Facebook and YouTube keeping up with that. Okay? I want to remind Akim and Rock and check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start on all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, Imayu, which means to stand. Wapanyakudam, which means turn to face the east. We're going to close out with the Lord's Prayer. We're going to start out in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malak with Cup, Raba'ah, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Hayah, Hashemayim, the thunder now, with him, Kat, Yawam, Wasalat now, Waf now, Wasalat now, Waf you now, Kabiyah now, what is side one? Shine now, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Bakah, Hamalaku, Waha'aba, Wahatapawa, Aman, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us our day, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So as we return, sisters Yeshua, be seated. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imanu, Barak, Yagi Matah. So to the sisters, Imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yagi Matah, class dismissed. So real quick, and sisters who don't know what we just said was, the brother said, Yahweh Shamar Al Athab Shah, which means the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. So, class dismissed. You said, brother. This is father. Give us. Oh shit! Give us our dance. I was thinking about that. That's all. That's what I was saying. Like social media. Yeah,